LeBron James. Just saying the name is enough to shake the basketball world. He's not only one of the most dominant players to ever step on the court, but also a living legend whose story is still being written. And this weekend, another incredible chapter was added to that story. LeBron James, the face of the Los Angeles Lakers, was officially inducted into the Hall of Fame. But wait, before you think this is about his individual career, let me stop you right there. His solo induction will come in the future, and it's already guaranteed. No, this honor was different. This was about history. This was about greatness shared. LeBron, along with the rest of the iconic 2008 USA Olympic Redeem Team, entered the Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2025. That team wasn't just a basketball roster, it was a movement. A comeback. A redemption story after the disappointment of the 2004 Olympics. And when those legends stepped onto the floor in Beijing, they didn't just play basketball, they dominated the world. Think about the names that stood shoulder to shoulder with LeBron back then. Carmelo Anthony, Dwayne Wade, Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, Deron Williams, Michael Redd, and of course, their fearless coach, the legendary Mike Krzyzewski. Together, they brought pride back to USA basketball and restored America's place at the very top of the sport. Fast forward to 2025, and all of them gathered in Springfield, Massachusetts, for one of the most emotional induction ceremonies we've seen in years. And in the middle of it all was LeBron James. Not just a member of the Redeem Team, but the face of basketball itself. Now, here's where it gets even more powerful. After the ceremony, LeBron went on Instagram and left us with a message that gave chills to fans all around the globe. He wrote, "Still at the top of my game, at the same time in the Hall of Fame." Think about those words. At 40 years old, when most players have been long gone from the league, LeBron isn't just hanging on. He's still dominating. Still carrying the Lakers. Still proving that he's one of the best in the game. And here's the jaw-dropping part. LeBron James is about to enter his 23rd NBA season. That has never been done before. No player in the history of the league has lasted that long at this level. The closest, Vince Carter, who made it to 22 seasons. But by then, Carter was a shadow of his prime. LeBron, on the other hand, just averaged more than 24 points per game last season and secured his 21st All-NBA selection. Not only that, he was named to the second team, proving that he's still among the very best. Let's put this into perspective. 21 All-NBA selections. That's not just consistency, it's dominance across 2 decades. Most players dream of making one All-NBA team. LeBron has built an entire career where being named among the best isn't the exception, it's the standard. So what does this all mean for his future? Well, that's the question every fan is asking. When will LeBron James finally retire? He's hinted at it before, he's teased the possibility, but if you look at the way he's playing, there are no signs of slowing down. His body, his mind, his game, they're still elite. As the 2025-26 season approaches, LeBron James remains the cornerstone of the Los Angeles Lakers. Still wearing the purple and gold. Still pushing the limits of what's possible. And now, with the Hall of Fame already recognizing his greatness through the Redeem Team, it's only a matter of time before his individual career takes its rightful place in Springfield too. But until that day comes, LeBron's message is crystal clear. He's not done. He's not finished. And he's still at the top of his game. So as fans, we're left to witness history in real time. A 40-year-old superstar entering his 23rd season. A living legend who's rewriting the rules of longevity, dominance, and greatness. And maybe, just maybe, adding another championship banner to the rafters of Crypto.com Arena before he finally decides to hang it up. LeBron James. A Hall of Famer with unfinished business. Lakers Nation, get ready, because what I'm about to tell you is almost unbelievable. Luka Doncic. Just the sound of his name has been shaking arenas, breaking defenses, and rewriting what we thought was possible on a basketball court. And now, his latest performance on the international stage didn't just stun the fans. It actually forced a rival coach to walk away from the game. Yes, you heard that right. Luka Doncic's dominance literally ended a coach's tenure. But let's rewind for a second. The Los Angeles Lakers knew what they were getting when they made that blockbuster move before last year's trade deadline. It wasn't just a gamble. It wasn't just a flashy headline. It was a calculated decision, one that brought one of the most dangerous offensive weapons in the world straight to Los Angeles. And now, we're seeing exactly why that move might go down as one of the smartest in franchise history. Because Luka Doncic isn't just good. He's different. He's a player who can take over any game, on any stage, against any opponent. And Eurobasket proved that once again. In his most recent clash against Italy, Doncic was nothing short of spectacular. 42 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. And he did it on an insanely efficient 11-4-19 shooting night. Every shot looked effortless, every move unstoppable. Italy had no answers. Their defense broke down possession after possession. And as the final buzzer sounded, the story took a shocking twist. Italian head coach Gianmarco Pizzecco, the man responsible for leading his nation's basketball hopes, stood before the cameras and announced that this would be his last game. He was done. Finished. Resigning from his position as head coach of the Italian national team. "It's my last game with Italy," Pizzecco said in an emotional press conference. "I want to thank my president, Giovanni Petrucci, for giving me this honor. From the bottom of my heart, maybe, for sure, this was the best moment of my life. Coaching this team was a true honor." Now, some reports suggest that Pizzecco had already made up his mind before the Slovenia matchup. That whenever Italy's run ended, his time as head coach would end as well. But here's the thing, the fact that his final opponent was Luka Doncic, that can't be ignored. It's as if Luka himself put the exclamation point on the end of an era for Italian basketball. And this is where the story takes on even bigger meaning for Lakers fans. Because what Doncic is doing in Eurobasket isn't just about Slovenia. It's a preview. A preview of what Los Angeles could see night after night when the new NBA season tips off. Think about it. If he can dominate like this on the international stage, what will he do after a full offseason with the Lakers? Last season, after joining the team, he already averaged over 28 points, 8 rebounds, and nearly 7.5 assists per game. He shot nearly 44% from the field and close to 38% from beyond the arc. Those are superstar numbers. But now, he's even more comfortable, even more motivated, even more dangerous. The Lakers have always thrived on legends. From Magic Johnson to Kobe Bryant, from Shaquille O'Neal to LeBron James, who now stands at 40 years old and still defying father time. And now, Luka Doncic is writing his own chapter in that history. He's not just another all-star, he's a game-changer. A player capable of tilting the balance of power in the NBA. And make no mistake, the rest of the league is watching. They saw him dismantle Italy. They saw a coach walk away. They know that if Luka brings that same fire to the NBA season, the purple and gold are going to be one of the hardest teams to beat. So, Lakers fans, buckle up. This isn't just another season. This is the beginning of something special. Luka Doncic has already proven that he can take over games. He's proven that he can carry teams. And now, with the Lakers, he has the chance to prove that he can bring championships back to Los Angeles. Because if a player can make a coach resign, imagine what he can do to the rest of the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers, a franchise built on history, star power, and championship expectations. Every off-season, Lakers Nation waits anxiously for that one big move that could shift the balance of power across the NBA. And now, as the 2025-26 season approaches, the latest buzz around Los Angeles is louder than ever. The name at the center of it all? Ben Simmons. Yes, the same Ben Simmons who has been at the heart of countless debates, criticisms, and trade rumors over the past few years. Once hailed as the next big thing in basketball, Simmons' career has been a roller coaster. Flashes of brilliance on the defensive end, but struggles offensively and a long list of skeptics questioning whether he could still live up to the hype. But here's where things get interesting. The Lakers see Simmons not as a liability, but as a solution. A piece that could help them fix one of their biggest weaknesses, defense. At 6'9", with the ability to guard nearly every position on the floor, Simmons is the kind of versatile defender championship teams crave. He can switch on the perimeter, protect the rim, and disrupt opposing offenses in ways that very few players can. More importantly, his arrival would take pressure off LeBron James and Luka Doncic, two superstars who already shoulder massive offensive responsibilities. Imagine LeBron, at 40 years old, no longer forced to carry the heaviest defensive assignments. Imagine Luka Doncic, freed from the grind of chasing quicker guards, able to save his legs for clutch offensive moments. That's the vision the Lakers are chasing. But as always in Los Angeles, the path to that vision is complicated. Simmons is making over $33 million a year. For a Lakers team already carrying massive contracts, matching that salary is no small task. To make it work, the front office would have to move multiple role players, maybe even sacrifice draft assets, just to open the necessary space. And let's not forget, the roster is already at its 15-player limit. That means trades, waivers, or both before any deal can be finalized. Because of these challenges, most insiders believe this move wouldn't happen right away. The more likely scenario: a trade closer to the January deadline, when teams begin reshuffling their rosters and looking toward the postseason. Now, let's flip the perspective. What about Simmons himself? Why would this move matter so much for his career? For Simmons, this isn't just another trade, it's a lifeline. Over the years, he's been criticized for his lack of shooting, his offensive limitations, and his struggles under playoff pressure. But in Los Angeles, the expectations would be different. He wouldn't be asked to score 20 points a night. He wouldn't be the first or even second option. His role would be simple: defend at an elite level, facilitate when needed, and let LeBron and Luka handle the offensive fireworks. In that environment, Simmons could finally rebuild his confidence. Surrounded by veteran leadership and guided by LeBron James, he could rediscover the player many once believed would dominate the league. A structured system, a defined role, and a chance to compete for a championship. It's the perfect setup for a career revival. Still, every opportunity comes with risks. For the Lakers, the gamble is clear. They'd be taking on a massive contract and sacrificing valuable depth. If Simmons' injuries resurface, or if his offensive struggles become too costly in big playoff moments, this move could backfire. For Simmons, the risk is just as heavy. The bright lights of Los Angeles don't forgive easily. Every mistake, every missed shot, every defensive lapse would be magnified on the league's biggest stage. But then again, high risk often comes with high reward. Look at the numbers from last season. With the Nets and later the Clippers, Simmons wasn't putting up flashy scoring stats, far from it. But defensively, his impact remained steady. His defensive rating hovered around 106, proving that even in limited minutes, he could still disrupt opponents. That's the kind of presence the Lakers desperately need heading into a brutal Western Conference playoff run. So, who benefits more from this potential trade? On one hand, the Lakers gain a defensive anchor and secondary playmaker, someone who perfectly complements their two stars. On the other, Simmons gets the opportunity of a lifetime, to shed the weight of past criticism and redefine his career on a contender. And don't overlook the ripple effects. If Simmons lands in Los Angeles, every other Western Conference team will need to adjust. Suddenly, guarding the Lakers becomes even tougher. Matchups change, rotations shift, and strategies evolve. The move wouldn't just reshape the Lakers, it could reshape the entire playoff landscape. The big question remains: is this risk worth taking? For the Lakers, it could be the piece that extends their championship window. For Simmons, it could be the chance to finally silence the critics. My take: this is one of those rare moves where both sides need each other. The Lakers need Simmons' defense, and Simmons needs the Lakers' structure and leadership. If done right, it could be the defining trade of the offseason, the move everyone looks back on as the turning point of the year. And if it all comes together, we might just be talking about the Lakers not as contenders, but as champions once again.